Ayesha and Arjun had been inseparable during their childhood in Chennai. Growing up as next-door neighbors, they spent their days playing in the streets, sharing secrets, and dreaming about the future. They drifted apart after school, each pursuing their own paths and losing touch. Years passed, and Ayesha became a successful graphic designer. One rainy afternoon, she decided to clean out the attic. She found an envelope with her name on it in Arjun's familiar handwriting. Her heart skipped a beat as she opened the letter. It was a confession from Arjun, written years ago. He had poured out his feelings, admitting that he had been in love with her for as long as he could remember, but never had the courage to tell her. Ayesha's eyes filled with tears as she read his heartfelt words. She realized that she had always felt the same way, but had been too afraid to ruin their friendship by admitting it. The letter stirred a sense of urgency and determination in her. She decided to find Arjun and tell him how she felt. With the letter in hand, Ayesha began her search. She reached out to mutual friends and searched social media, discovering that Arjun had moved to Bangalore for work. Her heart raced as she booked a train ticket, eager to see him after all these years. She arrived in the bustling city and found Arjun's address through a mutual friend. Standing outside his apartment, she hesitated. Gathering her courage, she rang the doorbell. Arjun opened the door, and for a moment, they just stared at each other in disbelief. He looked older, more mature, but his eyes still had the same warmth she remembered. "Ayesha," he said, his voice filled with surprise and joy. She nodded. They sat in his living room, the air thick with unspoken words. Finally, Ayesha pulled out the letter and handed it to him. "I found this while cleaning the attic," she said softly. Arjun took the letter, his eyes widening as he recognized it. He read it silently, and when he looked up, his eyes were glistening with emotion. "I wrote this so long ago," he began, his voice trembling. "I never thought you'd find it. I didn't know how you felt." Ayesha took a deep breath. "Arjun, I felt the same way. I was just too scared to tell you. But when I found the letter, I knew I had to come and see you." Their long, suppressed feelings came rushing to the surface. They talked for hours, reminiscing about their childhood, sharing their life experiences, and confessing their love for each other. The connection they had always felt was still there, stronger than ever.